All right, we're back, and I have fixed this. I thought it was the accusative, going from memory. But Missa in DA. We're here doing. My name's William, but first, and we're gonna do the offertory in this one for Christmas Day. Yay! Let's get into it. All right, so yes, my mistake. Subscribe, bell. My mistake on the Missa in DM. Someone's gonna, comment on that. Please do, because comments on my video means more traction on the YouTube algorithms. So anyway, I mentioned in the last video that there was the Norbertine version, and I forgot that there's a whole CD where I'm singing on it with the Norbertines. So that's my proof that I I am, I learned that version first. So the offertory though is very similar. I don't think there's any significant changes. Maybe there are, but so that was back when I was known as a frater, and that's where I learned how to do chant with the Norbertines. Check out their CD, really do. It's beautiful. It's available on Amazon. I believe it's streamable. Maybe they did that. I don't know. Message me down below if you can't find it streamed. So, offertory. Okay, so our normal MO. I'm going to sing through this all the way through, and then making some comments at the very end. I'll put down a timestamp so you know when to go. Just if you wanted to practice along with me as I'm singing it in full. We will take this one at pitch, meaning Fa is F. We start on a Fa. And it's mode 4. This is super interesting. Notice the texts for this Mass. It's Christmas Day. Jesus is born. The texts are, if we go back to Puer Natus, all the way up to the top. A child is born to us, a boy. A boy is born to us. A son is given to us. Whose imperium, whose rule is on his shoulder. And his name will be called the Great Angel Counselor, the Great Bearer of Counsel, or Angel Messenger of Counsel. And that's interesting that it talks about government. And then we go down here. Tui sunt celia, tua est terra. His government, yours are the heavens, and yours are the earth. The orb of the earth, the curve of the earth. And the fullness of it you have founded. You've founded. You have fundasti. You've laid a foundation. Justice and judgments. Psalms are so hard to translate just on the fly. Preparatio. You give. Giving, I don't know. You'll look it up. Comment down below what the translation is. But something about justice and preparatio of judgments from your seat or of your seat. It's super interesting that we focus on Christ's rule. So it's like it's his divinity, even though we're looking at him in a manger. We're talking about kind of the duality of Christ in the propers of the Mass. Super cool. It kind of is lost if you're just singing about baby Jesus in the manger, which is a great thing to sing about, by the way. But to have that duality of there's this helpless infant that Herod's coming to try to murder, and at the same time, yours are the heavens and yours are the earth. Like the whole earth, right? He's born in a stable, laid in hay, which is itchy and horrible to lay in. I don't know if you've ever laid in hay. It's not that comfortable after a while, especially for a newborn baby. And then you have, he's literally like maintaining the universe in being. And atheists will hate me for that, but it's completely true. The universe doesn't have being through itself. It has being through another, and only one who has being, who is being itself, and that would be God. And then God's Son is here on earth, born of a virgin, and it's crazy. So the texts of the Mass really kind of draw our attention in a different direction. So it's the duality of the two things. And notice how serious all the chants are. Christmas carols are so fun, but the chants are serious. So anyway, let's get to it. F, starting on an F. Tu sunt chants. You know what I'm going to say immediately. Breathe on the Sunt and get ready for singing right away on the Cheli. Practice that. Tu sunt cheli. Scratchy voice. Et tu est terra. That's a cool little phrase, the terra. It's almost like the mountains, right? You do. So est terra. You want to build up to that. And then you can keep going. Orbem, that's the fourth. Orbem terrarum et plenitudinem. That's another fourth. We got all these fourths in here. There's another fourth. They're everywhere. I'm just going to call this the fourth piece. Look at that. We had a couple other fourths going on. Someone came in. We have a fourth from here to here. And then we're going to go fundasti, and then we go fourth from here to here. This is fourths everywhere. My goodness. Look at this. Another fourth right here. Fourth. Boom. Any others? Not really. Maybe there's a hiding one. But anyway. So crazy. There's lots of fourths all over the place. This is the piece to practice fourths. So let's start at fundasti. Tu fundasti. To. So you hear that fourth over there. Tu fundasti justitia. It's a little. That was a mistake, but it was a little not right. So stia was what I'm talking about. That major third is a difficult one to grab. So let's do that again a few times, and we'll walk down to it. So it's also hard to add the c. You have to add in the ts sound there, and that makes that third even harder. So slowing down can really help, like grabbing like a rock climber, where you kind of are going and then you're like, is that right? You just grab on when you're practicing. You go, okay, that's right. And then you can slowly grab it faster. So let's do it a few more times. There we go. So that major third right there, I would definitely make that a practice, because this major third right here is going to be kind of tricky. And that, that's expected. Major thirds are tricky. So our descending major thirds are usually tricky, and descending fourths are very tricky. So yeah. All right. Then et judicium. Et there's the fourth. Now, for that one, you have those descending diamond notes on the first kind of cascade, and then the second one, they're all put together. The first one, there's a break in between it. The break I am talking about is right here. So you have yori, yori, Yodi. You're coming back down to that re. The big trick with that is to not make it sound like you're going down and then oops and then coming back up like this. Yodi. I lost all my momentum by hitting that bottom note too hard on the jump. Yodi. So in a sense, that bottom note is actually a springboard up to the next note. So don't think of it so much as the end of this noom, but as the beginning of this noom, this kind of pneumatic figure. That's going to help a lot more because you're yodi. And if we look at 2s and 3s, it kind of does match with a 2 and a 3. So we have a 3 here and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I think that's how you'd count that. Those of you who know like the chironomy a little better than I do, put that down in the comments. I don't think you need chironomy to be able to sing this really beautifully, but it certainly helps thinking 2s and 3s. So, yodi, one more time. Yodi chiom preparatio. I love that one too. It's kind of like the opposite of this, the phrase est terra. You have the preparatio. The da 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 da. A nice little sequence coming down. Let's hear the last phrase. Sedis toe. Sorry, I closed my eyes on the last bit, but it's just such a beautiful little ending there. I love mode 4 endings. They're just so mystical. Okay, so what I wanted to say about that is make sure in mode 4s that you don't lose your momentum. Mode 4s can be, I made the mistake in our, I'll put it up. So we have mode 4 is down there, quartus dicitur fieri blandus. Now I had said before, and mistakenly, just by kind of transliterating, that the 4th mode is said to be bland. But that's actually totally wrong. The 4th mode is actually said to be alluring. But you know what? It's kind of a happy little mistake that I made there because, in my opinion, mode 4s are the most easily misconstrued as boring when you're singing them. You kind of lose your momentum. You kind of feel like you're just singing, you're going through the motions of singing notes. Don't do that. How do you not do that? How do we avoid that? Well, the best way to do that is to watch out for your nooms, how your nooms are put together. A noom, in case you're wondering, is all of the notes put together. That's a noom. Sometimes a noom is just one punctum. That's a noom. Another noom, cheli. We have 1, 2, 3 nooms put together into one noom. So it's a little, pneuma means knowledge, right? In Greek. So a noom is kind of a unit of knowledge, a unit of the music. But it's interesting that these nooms can be considered small, the micro nooms, and then the larger ones. You have to look at both when you're singing. And it's not like you have to get out a ruler and kind of measure everything exactly, but look at the shape of them. And usually, and I'm a big proponent of this, usually you know how to sing it based on the shape. Usually you know how to sing it based on the shape. Why do I say that? Well, if you were to be walking, and this was a trail going up and down, look at that. Tu sunt celi. You follow that along as if it was a mountain path, and you kind of know when you're going to go faster or slower based on the momentum, or you could think of like a marble on a little track. That's exactly what chant kind of is to me. It's the best way to do phrasing. It's a very natural, intuitive way. So I know that people who want to kind of scientifically categorize every little thing, they'll kind of not be happy with that answer. But the truth of the matter is that it's both. There is a way of scientifically kind of, micromanaging every little noom, and I encourage you to look into some of those because they have some very valid points on those, like the Salem method, where there's an arsis and a thesis. Arsis meaning a high point and thesis a low point. Or I'm mixing those up, and then you'll put that down in the comments. But it's not as simple as just there's a one arsis and one thesis. There are multiple arsi and multiple theses. It just is the way things go, because that's life. Life is not just, a series of, there's not one moment in your life upon which your whole life depends. There are moments that are more important, but they're more like marbles. They're both, right? So, anyway, all right, that was enough exegesis. I'm going to drop down, whoa, this is a long video, 16:15, and we'll sing this all the way through so you can practice it, starting on an F. Toi sunt celi, et tu est terra, orbem terrarum, et plenitudinem eius. Tu fundasti justitia et judicium preparatio sedis tuae. Oh man. Okay. So I had a couple of mistakes on fundasti. I didn't switch syllables from tu to fun. And that's because I was thinking of justitia. And then I didn't quite get it either. So let's hear that one more time, justitia, so you have something correct. Justitia. That was correct. All right. Thank you for joining me. God bless you all. We are going to be doing the communion and then the Alleluia and Gradual in the next videos. But stay tuned for that. I may have to do that a little bit later today because I have to go teach some lessons. But God bless you all. Thank you for joining me. And we'll see you in the next videos.